There we go. I think I'm live now. Now I'm live. I just tried it a few minutes ago and it was being hung up for some reason. Anyway, hi. I'm glad that you're here. If you're joining me live, drop a message in the chat. If you're watching the replay, then put hashtag replay. What I wanted to get on here today and talk about is the 9 power moves that are going to get you more visibility. And if you are joining live, it looks like my mic is working okay. It's the first time I've used my mic in a long time. And I want to make sure that the audio is coming through, but it looks like it is. So that's good. Let me know in the chat if you can hear me okay. It looks like it, but it looks like it also might be kind of soft maybe, or maybe I'm not close to the microphone. Anyway, so what I wanted to talk about, 9 power moves, how to get more visibility. So I do have a resource. It's a free resource in the description. So you can click that link and download the resource if you want to follow along. But before we get to that, there's something that's really important to have and know before you start creating videos on YouTube. So the reason why I wanted to talk about this is I've had conversations with some women recently who, through our conversations, when I ask, hey, are you on YouTube currently? Yes, I'm on YouTube. Great. What are you doing there? Oh, it's just a place I store my videos. So while that is a good thing, right? They already have a channel established. The part that's not so good is that there's no strategy, there's no purpose or intention behind how they're using their channel. And how you win on YouTube and creating video content is really understanding who your ideal target audience is. So you need to know who you're talking to and why you're talking to them. With those two things, then you can create the video content that's going to attract them to you, pull them into your video content, get them to watch your video content longer, and then also click to either join your email list or to book a call, whatever that next step in the buyer's journey is for you and your ideal audience. And I also have a free resource in the description here too, so you can click that link and download that. It's called Go from Invisible to Iconic. I've got it pulled up now. The Yes Effect, Your Iconic Lane. So that's what that is. It's a resource that's going to walk you through a series of questions to help you really hone in on who your ideal audience is on YouTube. And with that information, you will be able to create the most relevant video content possible for your channel. Okay. So here's an example. This is just some questions that are included in this resource. I need to make it bigger because I don't have my glasses on. So answer the following questions as openly and honestly as possible. What do people always thank you for? So are there people like you either went above and beyond, they were talking about something in the comments and you decided to send them a link to a free resource? They thank you for that. They thank you for a certain type of content. Maybe they are thanking you for, showing up on whichever social media platform. So make a list of the different things that people thank you for, and that's going to help you start to hone in on what you can talk about or what people are going to be looking for you and your content for. Now, as you're going through this process, I do also want to mention that if you're like, okay, and you're making your list, you're like, people are thanking me for these things, and you're like, that's not what I want to be creating video content about. It's a good opportunity to evaluate the content that you are creating or how you're engaging with your audience to see what you might be able to do differently. So there might be a disconnect. And if you're like me, you want to help people out, right? So you want to, if you see an opportunity to give them a free resource or give them an answer or send them a DM with some information that might only be relevant to them versus everybody else, the reason why you're sending them a DM to begin with, that's great, but maybe it's not the direction that you want for your brand or for your YouTube channel. So it's a good way to kind of do a deep dive in understanding what people are currently liking or loving from you, but then also for you to evaluate whether or not that's the direction that you actually want to be or what you want to be known for. Okay. The second question is, what transformation do you provide that feels effortless but life-changing for your clients? So this is an example. One of the things that through the conversations, so initial question is, are you on YouTube? And when I hear that women are saying, yeah, I'm just uploading, I'm using it essentially as a video repository of whatever videos that they have. They just upload them to YouTube. And so while that may have been a good strategy way back when, which I did that when I was doing a 30-day video challenge on LinkedIn, this was back in 2018, 2019. I issued a 30-day challenge to myself. Crazy, I know. And so I was doing it on LinkedIn. I'm like, you know what? This would be really good content for YouTube because, YouTube videos, good place, right? So I then took 30 videos and instead of having like 30 different uploads, I just randomly went through. I'm like, I wonder how many I can upload in a day. And so I was just uploading videos and there was no strategy. So this is why now I remember why I don't use microphone typically or need a better setup, right? Because I talk a lot with my hands, so I end up hitting the microphone. So looking at it from that perspective of, how I was uploading them, there was no strategy behind it. It was just like, oh, here's a good place to keep them so I can get them off my computer or so I don't have to upload them to the cloud and take up space. So looking at it from that perspective of, what is the content that you're creating and, what's the purpose behind actually having them on YouTube, if that is you, right? So the follow-up question to that always is, should I start a new channel or should I use this one? And that might be a question that just popped into your head too. If you're watching live, or if you are watching live, drop me a comment. It doesn't look like anybody's here live, but there could be. I know that the information is not always accurate, but I'm going to keep going because that's what I came on here for. Was to share information, to teach, to train, to give you value, right? But if you're watching the replay, just let me know that as well, because I would love to know who is joining, who's watching. If you like this type of content, that's always good for me to know as well. But if that is you, the next question is always, should I use this channel or should I start a new one? And it's usually start a new one because they started that channel like over a year ago. It's usually been years. And so you don't want to use a channel like that that's been sitting, it's had no strategy, it's had like very random touches, with uploading random miscellaneous content. And so there's no place for YouTube to say, hey, I know what this channel is about. And then you start, just uploading more of that same type of content on a consistent basis. So it doesn't know what that channel is. So my recommendation is always start a new channel. Okay, so that would be my recommendation. I do have a video where I walk through that. I'm going to write that down as a follow-up. I will put that in the comments. And it's a video that I created about how to choose a channel name. And it goes into that. Not necessarily like uploading random videos, but if you're going to start a new channel, you're probably like, well, maybe you used your business name or used your personal name for that channel. And now you have to start a new channel. This video will help you identify like what that channel name should be. And I walk you through the pros and cons of the different scenarios. Okay. So once you know the transformation that what transformation do you provide that feels effortless but life-changing for your clients? Once you have that information, and it can be multiple things, right? Or maybe you just focus on one thing, right? So maybe you're talking about, wealth consciousness. And if you're talking about wealth consciousness, maybe that gets broken down into different things, right? So it could be overcoming limiting beliefs. It could be how to scale your business effortlessly, how to make 7 figures in 12 months, whatever that looks like. There could be different categories. So write down those different things. And all of this is going to be really helpful for when you start to create video content, or at least create your strategy to start creating video content for your YouTube channel. Okay. The third thing is, what makes your method, process, or voice stand out from others in your space? Again, these are questions I'm pulling from the Iconic playbook, essentially, which is the link in the description. So if you don't want to have to remember these or go back and watch the video and say, what was that question again? That was a really good question. I need to go back and answer it. Just download the resource. It's free. And then you'll have access to this plus the AI prompts that I include in here as well. Okay. So what makes your method, process, or voice stand out from others in your space? So all successful businesses have some sort of framework or method or process that is specific to them and has helped them achieve their 6, 7, 8-figure business. So knowing what that is going to help you also identify your video strategy and how to formulate or create your videos for your channel as well. Okay, so those are things that your ideal clients are actually going to want to know about. For example, I've got my hero framework that helps you walk through, how to craft your ideal video script. I've got a hook and impact framework, which really focuses in on the hook of your video and how to make the biggest impact with that video. So I've got different frameworks as well, plus my visibility framework. So having those in place is actually going to be really helpful. And it's also going to help you develop the content that you're going to need for your videos on your YouTube channel. Again, this is if you're just getting started. If you already have a channel, but you're like, this really isn't working for me, I probably should start over, then this is for you as well. So you could either be a new YouTuber, you've never created a YouTube channel or video content before, or this could also be for you if you have a channel but want to create a new one. Even if you have an existing channel, you're like, you know what, I kind of need to up my game on this. This is going to be really helpful for you as well. Okay. The fourth question, and there's 5 total. So the fourth question is, what are your non-negotiable values that show up in your work? So what are those non-negotiable values? This could be something as far as like a couple of examples. One for me is the type of person that I work with. So I want to work with people who are coachable and they want to take action. So when somebody signs up for one of my programs and they pay for it, but then they don't show up, they don't respond to messages, they're not open to coaching, like those are not my ideal clients because they're not willing to step up and do the work. And so that's what people pay me for, is the accountability to show them the way, to make an impact, to take action. And those are the clients that I want to work with. So that now for me is a non-negotiable. I actually ask that as part of my, like when you apply to work with me, like I need to know that, because if you're going to say, you know what, I'm not really sure I'm committed to this, then we're not going to be a good match. It's going to be frustrating for me. I'm going to be following up with you because I want to see you win. And then you're not going to be responding, which is going to frustrate you because I'm always responding and asking. And you're like, So it's just better not to. Okay. There's other people to work with for you and then also for me. So I just need to make sure that it's good alignment. So that's a non-negotiable value for me. And then also it's about, I've worked with clients before too, like in the early stages, when you're just getting started with something new, you have, a little bit more bending time and you're willing to do things differently in order to see your clients get results. So one of the things that I was doing, and I don't do anymore, this is a non-negotiable value for me, is that if you sign up to work with me for 12 weeks, one-on-one, and I get it, things come up, maybe you've chosen, Wednesday at 3 p.m., is our meeting time. And you decide to just not show up, not message me, like that's not okay. Like we're adults, we have businesses, we're professional, we have communication skills. But again, I also understand that things pop up and there's not always that opportunity. So, that's fine. But the second time it happens, then, we're probably going to be done. I'll give you, your money back, whatever's left in the program, depending on where you're at in the program. But it's something that, if you're not going to commit, if you're not going to communicate, if you're not going to be an adult and a professional, be invested in yourself, in your business, and looking to grow your business, then it's not going to be a good fit for us to work together. So I want you to look at that as well. And again, if you're watching this replay and you're like, what are those questions again? You can get the entire document. It's a free resource. The link is in the description. This one in particular is the iconic link. So go ahead and click on that and you can get access to these questions plus the AI prompts that I'm including as well. And then the fifth and final question is, when you speak on video or in a room, if you're on a stage, you've been invited to speak at different events, what energy do you want people to feel from you? This is really important because if you've got an energy that just like drains people the second they see you, that's something you need to consider, right? But if you walk into a room and you're just like hyped up, you're not dancing on stage, you're dancing in front of people, that's good to know too, because that energy needs to be part of your overall strategy. Now, obviously, you're not going to have a stage that you're going to be on every single time you're creating a video, but that might be the energy that you want to bring to every single one of your videos. Okay. So those are 5 questions that are really important to go through. And um, before you even like really define your, I help statement, which is what we're going to next. Um, so answer those questions. Nobody's going to see it. So just be completely open and honest with yourself so that you have the information that you need to start with your best foot forward. This is going to help make sure that you're creating videos that are targeted to the people that you want to work with, that you want to attract, and who ultimately are already looking for you. You're just not out there. So this is going to help bridge that gap and close it so that you guys can find each other faster. Okay. Okay, so then you're going to look at your iconic lane formula, which is I've given you a template and I've given you an example. And then I also give you an AI prompt that you can use on ChatGPT, or if you prefer one of the other ones, then you can use it there too. I just have on here ChatGPT prompt. And the resource, you can just copy and paste it in there. Okay, so it gives you everything that you need in order to identify your I am statement. Okay, so the questions are, I help, and then you fill in who you serve, achieve the result you help them get through your unique approach, process, or style, kind of like what we talked about earlier, because what makes your method different, meaningful, magnetic, why does it matter? Going back to the previous question, right? And then known, what do you want to be known for online? So I help, achieve, through, because, known. So through those 5 things, that template, and then I give an example. So the example is, I help women entrepreneurs over 40 scale their business through strategic video content without relying on trends, fancy equipment, or spending all day filming, because visibility should reflect their brilliance, not drain it. Okay, so that's what I want to be known for, is helping women over 40 scale their businesses. And since then, I've launched YESflix, which is a Netflix for business on YouTube. And so that's something that nobody else is doing. It's completely new, and it's really exciting because it's essentially having your own TV show, like what you would find on Netflix, but it's something that's on YouTube and you own the content. So there's there's so many benefits to going in that direction. So that's what I'm going to be known for. I am known for. I already know it. It's already up here and it's already happening out there. And Chloe has decided to join us. Hello, baby girl. She hasn't been feeling well, so I'm excited that she's out. So those are in here as well. And like I said, the ChatGPT prompt is in here. You can just copy and paste it in here. And then you've got your niche of one map where you can map this out. And this is going to help you actually identify your video titles. Okay, so what happens next when you're fully seen? And then this just opens up an opportunity to work together where you can apply to work with me. Okay, and then that'll be a discussion that we have. It'll be essentially a strategy discussion. And through that, I will help you take that next step in this journey so that you can get started and have the information that you need in order to do that. Okay, so that is that document. And then I'm not going to go through all 9 power moves, but I do want to give you an example of one. These can also be viewed. You always have access to this document in my YESflix series that is currently being produced and put on this YouTube channel. Because when you do it, the trailer will go on the YESflix channel, YouTube channel, and it will direct people from there to your channel where all of your content is. So when we produce your videos, those will go on your YouTube channel, but then the trailer will go on YESflix where a lot of people are viewing that. It'll get to that point where a lot of people are viewing that, and then we'll direct traffic back to you. So it's almost like you're having all of these multiple ways of people finding you. Then just to mention, as part of that overall program right now, I'm also including 3 months free of a digital marketing agency with a CMO, so a fractional CMO. So if that's something that you're just like, oh my gosh, that sounds amazing, then you'll want to apply for the YESflix program, and that link is in the description as well. But getting back to the 9 power moves, I broke these up into 9 because the YESflix production that I'm creating. Confessions of an Invisible CEO is the name of it. So just think of, you go to Netflix and you see Confessions of an Invisible CEO, which isn't something that you would see not right now, because it's not a Netflix type show, which is why it's on YouTube. But there's 10 episodes, and in each episode, I'm covering one power move. So these align with those different episodes. So power move number 1 is the truth about visibility. And so I'm just going to review the first one just so that you can get an idea of what this is. And it says from episode 1, which is Invisible AF. Okay, that's the title of the actual episode. And you'll see that actual name in the description. And the shift that you get from watching that episode is visibility isn't posting more, it's revealing more of you. And so everything that I'm talking about in this episode has to do with getting more visibility on YouTube, leveraging the #1 streaming platform in the US to get more visibility, get more leads, convert those leads into sales. That's what this is all about. Now, you're not going to be able to get sales if nobody finds your videos, right? So that's why the iconic document is going to be really helpful. That is like your very first step in order to understanding who you're actually targeting. You have to know that before you can start creating content if you want to be successful on YouTube, okay? So you've got the shift, the power question that you can ask yourself. So in every episode, there's like a power question, something for you to do. Okay, something to think about, then something to do. So the think about is, what version of yourself are you filtering out of your content? So what part of you are you not showing up 100% in, or you're not showing it at all, right? So maybe you're showing up inauthentically and not showing 100% of who you are. And so I was doing this way back when I first got started, and I was trying to be perfect. And so none of us are perfect. I'll just tell you that right now. And if that just hurt your ego, then, that's a clue that you've got some other things that you can look into. But none of us are perfect. And so I was trying to be perfect. And so I didn't realize it at the time. I knew what I was doing. I just didn't realize that it was an issue at the time and that I needed to work on it and get past that. So it took me a long time, which is why I help the women I work with get over it really quick, instead of like dragging it out for years like I did. And it's always easier to see the label on the outside if you're on the inside, right? Having somebody else read the label. So I'll read your label. That's me. And then I'll give you something to do, and I'll be there for you to help hold you accountable, but then also coach you and support you along the way as well. So the quick win is to record a 30-second video with 0 filters, right? So no filters on the camera, 0 branding, just your truth, just something to talk about. And then share it with one trusted business friend or your email list. So this isn't something that you would actually post or publish on YouTube. This is just to get you into a more comfort zone of being more visible, becoming more visible. And so if you want to post it on YouTube, you can, because you can post a YouTube short that's 30 seconds long. But this is like, a strategy to get you started in that flow that's going to get you to that point where you're feeling confident and comfortable on camera. Now, it took me forever. Even when I was publishing videos on a regular basis, I still get nervous when I go, even like when I go live. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going live. And I'm like, I could very well back out, or I could just press live and go, because I know it's not going to hurt me, right? So it took me a really long time before I was just like, nah, I'm not going to create this. I'm not feeling it today. And so, we have to get out of our own ways and actually press forward. So there's a lot of different things that you can, just from that power move #1, you can look at is like, your visibility. Are you showing up as yourself, or are you being fake? Are you hiding parts of you? And the reason why this is really important is that if you are not showing up authentically, if you're hiding parts of you, if you're not, you say that you are high energy when you go out on stage, and that's what you really love about speaking in public, but then you go to get on camera and you're just like super shy, it's conflicting messages. So you're going to attract different audiences, which is why it's so important to go through that iconic document first, so that you know exactly who you're targeting, and then you create the videos based on that. And so going through these power moves is just really going to help you stand in your power and be honest with yourself and making sure that you're showing up as the most authentic version of you. But the thing is, you're the only person who's going to know that. And here's what will happen over time. If you aren't showing up as yourself authentically online, it will get to you after a while. You'll be like, oh, I'm so exhausted. Like I'm getting tired of showing up because you're not showing up as yourself. If you're being fake or you're trying to be somebody that you're not, you're probably not going to be attracting people either to, your brand or your videos. And so it's something to really look at so that you can connect the dots, really identify the gap and then connect the dots as to how you can make sure that you're showing up and attracting those people who really do want to work with you. Okay. And so there's 8 other power moves in this document. If you are interested in taking action through those, like you don't have to wait for all 10 episodes to drop. This week, I'm dropping episode 4 and 5. So it's still going to be the first week of September is when all 10 will be out there. But you can watch 1, 2, and 3 if you want to go watch them right now. There's a playlist for Confessions of an Invisible CEO. And then I will just continue to add them. So another episode 4 will be published tomorrow. And then episode 5 will be published on Sunday. So hopefully that's been helpful. I know I've seen some people come in and out from live. But if you're watching the replay, let me know in the comments, team replay, or just put replay. Let me know if this helped create some clarity. I wanted to make sure that I was giving you something of value that you could do right now. And so I know it's a lot easier when you have an actual document or resource that you can kind of go through at your own pace. So you don't have to come back here and, watch the video, stop and pause it, and keep playing it. It's a lot easier when you have a resource, which is why I created those. So those links are in the description for you to access. They're both free. I did include a third link at the top of the description that if you haven't created a YouTube channel or you want to create a new channel, you can actually create a YouTube channel less than an hour. And so that link will take you to the all the resources and the videos that walk you through exactly how to do that. The videos are super short. They're just to give you clarity on, each step of the process. I break it down. I give you templates. I give you AI prompts. Like this is everything that you need to get a YouTube channel up and running, fully optimized, ready to upload videos ASAP. So you can get that done today if you wanted to. So that third link is down there with that. It is a low ticket offer. I think it's for like $47 or something. But when you think of it, like you get it done in an hour for $47 and you're ready to go, start uploading videos and start attracting clients. Like that's a win, right? So that's out there too. If you have questions, let me know in the comments. As soon as I see them, I do respond to them. In the description, there's other links to like resources I use. If you do want to work with me, there's links to apply for YESflix, working one-on-one. And then there's some other resources in the description as well. So there should be something there for everybody. But if there isn't, let me know in the comments and let me know what it is that you're looking for. And I will get it to you. All right. Or we can always jump on a call and see if that would be more helpful. All right. Thank you so much for watching the video. I appreciate it. And bye for now. Say bye, Chloe. I'm ending it. End session. There we go.